I'll show you the true power of Chaos Control!
Hello and welcome back to Sonic Adventure 2 Road to 180 Emblems. Last episode, we completed the hero side story, so now we're going to start and complete the dark side story. Let's begin. I like a lot how dark side story opens because it's showing all these emergency doors like closing and the government or GUN just freaking out and then Eggman just blowing the fuck out of everything. With, real, like, explosion stock footage thrown on for good measure, too. He's just wrecking shit right here. I love this. You can see Eggman, like, being a badass for once. We open with Iron Gate, and we start as Eggman getting to the core of the base, or whatever that mission said, to eventually find Shadow, but we'll get there in just a minute. These sections are easily skippable once you have the hover power-up, but as we don't, I'm going to try not to jump off the edge and die and waste all this progress. The gold beetle also appears pretty early in this level. It's going to be right off to the right. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. There it is. Boom. Also, I should note, as you might have just seen it, when you kill a robot, when you destroy one, if they had fired a shot at you, the second they blow up, the shot goes away. So if it's right about to hit you and you kill the enemy, you should be good. Also, thanks for giving me that speed up, on a section where I can't even run. I like how, the gun is, the GUN is so concerned about me breaking in, and then there's these hallways with just the security robots that aren't even shooting at me. They're just, are they just trying to intimidate me? Oh no! It's not like I could blow them all up with a single shot. Oh, that door that's closing right there, you can actually get behind it before it closes, which is interesting. That's really helpful for speedruns. Same with this door, I believe. I've never succeeded at this one. I have succeeded at the last one. Also, for the HD port, I believe they made this flash, the stage used to flash a lot more red. You can kind of see there's a red tint flashing, but I think it used to flash a lot more. So that's one difference I've seen about the HD port. And that is most certainly an A rank. And we get our first emblem of the dark side story. Give me that shit, boy. 18. Yeah! So, overall, the dark side story is where you find out a lot more about, what Eggman is up to. I really like how they separated things story-wise. Because when you're playing the hero side, you only see things from the perspective of the hero side. And that same goes for the dark. So, you find out a lot more about, Eggman's plan, what he's up to, what Shadow's all about. Oh, I just noticed that silhouette of Shadow on the ceiling. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So, I really like how, you play either story and then you're left with questions that are answered in the next story. I think that's a really good way to handle things. And, the whole gimmick of SA2 is, hero and dark, and it's a really cool, separation, and I don't know, I just fucking love it. So, similar to Tails, Shadow does not start out with a level, but rather a boss fight, and he can be defeated in very similar fashion to Sonic's by jumping on these wooden crates, but you gotta be a little more careful because he does have this move where he likes to shoot a big laser shot at you. Maybe that's why he's called Hot Shot. Pathetic humans, fuck everyone. Haha, I'm Shadow, I'm the coolest. So this is pretty much the same cutscene as Knuckles' side, or the hero side rather. Now's a good time to mention that when you get power-ups, it directly changes the model of the character. So it doesn't only do that in the levels or in the cutscenes that, go forward after you get that power-up, but also in the cutscenes that when you come back and watch, they will have them on them. Oh, what I was going to say about this cutscene was it's pretty much the same as Knuckles', but a few shots have different angles, and there is Rouge's theme playing instead of Knuckles' theme. But of course, they still get the syncing of Rouge's scream off, and she has that dopey look. So now Rouge has her equivalent of Wild Canyon in the form of Dry Lagoon, which is pretty much the same and is set up the same, just how there's the main part, and then you go to another part, and then there's a wide open area. It's geometrically, it's very, very similar. Just instead of a wind tunnel taking you there to the other part, it's a fucking turtle. And it looks like it's probably in that enemy over there. And yes, it was. You gotta ask the question, though. You know, when the pieces of the emerald flew every which way, like, with how much force did they have to fucking fly with to, like, fly into fucking enemies? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. See if we can find, like, a hidden piece. No, we cannot. Not over here, anyway. Interesting note, though, as we get that A rank. Rouge only looks for the shards of the Master Emerald in 2 of her levels. That is this one and her last one, Mad Space. And the other ones, you know, the next one she's looking for the keys, and then she's looking for the Chaos Emeralds themselves, and then she doesn't start looking for the shards again until her very last level. So it's kind of interesting how they spruced her gameplay up a bit. And now we're in Sand Ocean, which is a level that's much, much slower when you do not have the hover power-up, which we won't get until Lost Colony. So we're gonna have to just fucking just go through this without the hover, which I hate doing. Now, if I recall correctly, I believe this level is a little trickier to get an A rank on. I know for a few of the missions they're certainly, like, pretty tight on, you know, getting an A rank and what score you need to do so. Without the hover power-up, we have to go through these dreaded platform cycles where you have to wait for everything to fucking move, and it's so boring. But then when you play this level with the hover power-up, it's like fucking it's the best thing in the world. I tell ya, man, it's like, this is probably the worst level to play in the main story mode just because you don't have the power-up to hover yet. Oh, like, every second is just agonizing. Without it, you have to wait for everything. Ugh! Going slow in a Sonic game? What is this? Sonic is only supposed to go fast. Okay, that's bullshit. I saw the shadow of myself, and it was nowhere near the actual... Whatever! Oh, you can see Big over there in the corner. There he is. Hello. Thanks for watching over me, Big. Oh, I think that's an A rank? Oh, God, no, it's 25. Fuck, and I got just under it. Yeah, that one is pretty tricky to A rank, like, all the time. Another emblem, though, sweet. Let's get that shit. So I like that Eggman, like, just has, like, a TV in the base. I mean, I know that's, like, standard, like, why wouldn't he have a TV? I just think it's, like, cool. Also, he scratches his ass, which is just a great... it's just a great little touch. Also, right there, you got the confirmation that they were confusing Shadow and Sonic for being, you know, just Sonic. Which is, again, so dumb, because they look different. Also, did you see those cars just coming out of the wall back there? Again, the HD port shows us a lot of things we weren't able to see before. Oh yeah, so this is the first time we see Maria. You know, Shadow's big thing from the past. Like, you know, like the whole thing behind his whole character in this game, for the most part. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog, bye! Shadow's first level of the game, Radical Highway. Unlike the hero side story, we do not start out with a speed level. Which is kinda eh, but, you know, whatever. Up here, I'm gonna show you how to get a power-up early. So, as you just saw, I actually tried to do a ring dash. Oh no, how am I gonna get over there? I need the ring dash power-up. No, you don't! You can just spin dash. Like, that's the... It's not even like a trick. All you do is just do a common feature of the game and get the flame ring early, which lets you break the metal boxes. I don't know why I got 2 bonus points for that. But let's see if I can do this trick. Oh! Okay, so there's a spring in that box, and you can actually collide with the spring without breaking the box. But you have to do it at a certain speed and angle for it to actually work. I'm just gonna skip it, because I'm wasting too much time. But there is another one where you can hit the spring in this box without breaking it. Oh, nope, I'll just die. Okay, now that I'm back at this section, let me first go off the ramp, get the bonus points for that, and then kill these both guys. Let's see if I can show it off this time. Oh! Yeah, there we go. And, alright, I'm not gonna try to die on this section, because I want to show this part off. It's cool. So you come over here and homing attack. There we go, hit the spring. Oh yeah, I should also mention that even though that blimp said got ring, though every soap product placement has been taken out since that contract between, you know, Sega and Soap is no longer, even though Sonic still had the soap shoes in this game. I'm glad they didn't change the model. You know, like, I'm glad they didn't get rid of Sonic's soaps, because it's not like they say soap on it or anything. So, it's cool that they, you know, they kept it. Gold Beetle is right up here, and bam. What I was going to say, though, was the... Oh my god! Forgot I don't have the ring dash. Yeah, all the signs that say soap have been taken out because I don't think soap is even around anymore. No, they're not. They went out of business a long time ago. What you saw me do there is called storage. It's where you press the button to do a somersault or spin dash. You know, they're mapped to the same button. You press it down, and there's actually a slight delay between you pressing it and Shadow going to spin dash. So when you press it at the right time, going under something that you should usually somersault under, it lets you just walk under it and then spin dash on the other side. It's really cool, and it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, but it's better to try it with a controller in hand, because it's a lot easier to grasp the concept of it. Got an A rank on Shadow's first level, more than I could say for Sonic's first level, and we also get another emblem. Boy. So there are a few differences between Hero and Darkside cutscenes that share the same cutscene. Right here, it's going to cut away from Sonic right there, instead of showing Sonic's reaction to what happens, because Shadow isn't there. It's a really nice touch, because Shadow left the scene, so that's all Darkseid cares about. Also, let it be shown that right here, Rouge doesn't actually team up with the, you know, with Eggman and Shadow until, I think it's pretty soon, but, you know, just like Knuckles, like, she wasn't even part of the main story. Well, I guess, no, she was, because she was, like, investigating Eggman and seeing what he's all about and stuff. So, now we're in Egg Quarters, and this is the Death Chamber for Rouge. It's actually quite different, though, because the structure's not only different, but there's also this robot beetle bug thing that's following you throughout every room, like a security bot kind of thing. And we're probably not gonna get... Yeah. Oh, no, it looks like it did explode, so it looks like I got the gold beetle. Although I don't really understand why there's a gold beetle here, because that's a GUN robot, and this is Eggman's base, so it's like... Does GUN know where Eggman is? Can they just attack him whenever? Oh yeah, we need to get the pick nails, which are in here. Or is that a different... No, I think there's the pick... Yeah, pick nails, woo! I got them confused with the iron boots, which are the power-up we get in Mad Space, but that's not until the end. Where's this fucking key? Why is it like... It's like... That seems so random, just like on the side. It's not even like a landmark. Like, it's on the fish, but it's not like on the very top or the very center. It's like on the fish's cheek. Hey, fuck you, Gamma. I thought you died. That's actually a really good hiding spot, like on the programmer's behalf. Because it looks like it would just be in that chest, but it's not. And the final one must be in this big room. Yes, how did I know? A-ranked it. Ba-boom. Love it, need it, crave it. I think I said that like that exact quote already. Anyway, we got another emblem. So Eggman has gotten up to the Space Colony Arc with his space transporter that he just conveniently had, which leaves us in Lost Colony, the next Eggman level to go through. Now, this level was much more difficult on the Dreamcast and GameCube because it looks like for the port they really lightened things up quite a bit. Or maybe it's just because this is a better quality console we can see better. Anyway, the gimmick, as you can see, is every time you blow up an enemy, there's a burst of light, and then it goes back to being dark. However, you know, you could probably get through the entire level without ever blowing up an enemy in this version, whereas in the GameCube and Dreamcast one, you most certainly could not. Well, I guess you can get through it as long as you know the layout of everything, but I'm talking about being able to see everything. Probably could not do that. Finally, we get the hover, power up the jet engine, which, thank God, because, yes, I know, Omocha, thank you. Let's see if we can see Big on the wall. Yeah, there he is, right there to my left. There he is. Check him out. You can see Big a lot more clearly in this rather than the Dreamcast version, because, you know, it's HD, so... And also, this level just was made a lot brighter, so there's also that. Fairly certain that is... Ah, fuck. God damn it. Man, I thought I would be able to be a lot better on this run. And I thought that was going to be an A rank for sure, but I guess not. But yeah, my advice to myself I should probably listen to where it comes to A ranking levels as you go through the story to make it easier. Ah! So this is the cutscene where we learn about, you know, pretty much what Eggman is using for the remainder of the game, and what becomes the problem in the last story. So Shadow is explaining to Eggman that this is a weapon of mass destruction worked on by Gerald Robotnik to be able to detonate a planet. Now, I'm not sure why he worked on that. I think it's explained, might have been, I think it's explained in Shadow the Hedgehog, actually, but I don't want to pretend like, I want to pretend like that game is not canon, even though it so painfully is. So, Shadow is explaining that they need the Chaos Emeralds to activate the cannon and be able to fucking blow Earth up. And then Shadow says, with a zoom in on his eye, you'll have, and then, what does he say? Fucking, the world could be yours. Here we have Rouge jumps into the game and the part of the dark story, and, well, she's a double agent because she was just saying that she has a mission to find out what Eggman's up to, but, you know, she works for the government, but right here she's gonna act like she is on Eggman's side, which is kind of funny because she's not even really part of the dark team. She's just she works for the government, so, I mean, I don't want to say that everyone that works for the government is good, but, you know, she's not on their side, so she's just kind of there to be there. Also, let it be said that the dark side is much more cutscene heavy, so I don't know how long this one's going to be compared to the last episode. The last episode was pretty long because I had a lot more to say, like, right off the bat about a lot of things, but I'm trying to cut back a little bit on this one so it's not super long. This episode, though, I'm still just going to focus on Dark Story, and the next episode will be Last Story and more missions and stuff. So, you know, there's a lot more to do after the stories are over, which is what this series is pretty much dedicated to. We just have to get through the stories first. Weapons Bed is a pretty fun level because there's all these little enemies that don't attack you that you can just shoot and get fucking perfects over and over and over. It's cool seeing like all these enemies and things you usually destroy and like fight you and stuff, like kind of undeployed, you know, like all just not even fucking activated, and I don't know, it's interesting because like you can see, whereas Sonic was on aircraft carriers that were like active and things were going on, these ones are just like carrying the fucking troops, it seems anyway, which I think is pretty cool. So pretty straightforward level, not really challenging at all. There are a lot of enemies, but the threshold to get an A rank accounts for that. It's not like there's all those enemies and then you can go like, oh, all these extra points. You kind of need to destroy all of them, or at least most of them, to get an A rank, which I did, and it feels good. And I got an emblem. Also, in the jumping animation, when Eggman finishes a stage, he's throwing his arms up and and the walker is jumping. So like, are they like hooked to his legs and like he's jumping? Like, how does that work? I like this because you can see this part from, well, it's kind of Amy's perspective right there, but Dr. Eggman's perspective, because, you know, Tails saw this from up high, and like we were seeing it from on the egg carrier, the egg carrier, the thing. So yeah, this boss is just the same. You just mash the button until you kill him. And here we are in Security Hall, which is the second part of the plan that they're hatching right now. Shadow is planning the dynamite. Eggman got an unexpected delay, as he just said, in fighting Amy, and Rouge is going to steal the Chaos Emeralds, or at least she's going to try to. Also, wow, that was an easy one. I like how fucking, oh my god, Rouge was so dumb. Or at least, like, as a kid, I was really mad at Rouge because she made the level even harder than Eggman was going to. Like, she was like, or Eggman was like, oh, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes should be, that should be fine, right? 15 minutes, that's good. And then Rouge is like, nah, it's 5 minutes. So that makes the player have to make it done in 5 minutes. So, I mean, I don't really find it difficult anymore, but I did as a kid, so I was, like, mad at Rouge. for that, because she's fucking like, you know, it's like, oh no, that's enough. That's enough time to do that. Oh good, I have to go hit the switch. That's the gimmick of Security Hall. There are all these safes, and you need to hit the switches to them. I thought it was a lot more complicated than it actually is when I was a kid, but it's not. So really just whatever area the safes are at, you know, because like on the downstairs floor, if it's on the left side, it'll be the left side switch up top, and same for the middle, and same for the right side. So I just unlocked that. So I probably should have hit all of them, but I didn't. So I'll probably have to go back up there. But now I'll have this safe unlocked, and I can safely get into it and get the purple Chaos Emerald. And let's see where the next one is. I feel like it's going to be up top. How did I know? I'm so fucking good at guessing this shit. Yeah, it's probably going to be over here, isn't it? Oh, I guess not. Yeah, you can fly through the laser things that are like, you know, like the obstacles. You can actually fly through them, but just you have to be moving. You can't just like walk through it and then like not get hurt. That doesn't work. Fuck, shit. Think that is an A rank? Yes, it is. Yes. How was that? And here is the third and last, like, GUN multi-role attacker, as it just said, that we fight as any characters. Sonic got one, Shadow got one, and now Rouge gets one. So I can't fault Rouge too much for making the time limit shorter than it was, because, well, I mean, maybe I can. The whole reason she got, you know, like, she wasn't able to get out is because this, you know, enemy came and locked the doors behind her, so she got locked in. I don't really know what the purpose of locking, because then the guy in there can't get out either. So was it like seen as like they're gonna come in and kill her, and then they'll unlock the doors after or something? I don't really understand. Anyway, they're dead. Roast, bitch. And White Jungle is Shadow's equivalent to Green Forest. Like I said, this is put before the boss fight with Sonic, and right after that boss fight, Shadow immediately goes and saves Rouge. Meanwhile, Sonic has 8 minutes to get off the island. So, wouldn't it make more sense if they just both had the boss battle and then they had to both run off? I don't know. This level has a fucking awesome song, by the way. I haven't really talked about the music a whole lot, which is strange because it's my favorite Sonic OST. But yeah, all the music in this game is fucking great. It's tippy toppers. And this song is probably one of the best. Definitely in my top 10 off the soundtrack. Also in White Jungle, you are given 10 minutes to get through this level, and that is that's like so much more than you actually need. Let's see if I can link these. Boom! I did it. Oh no, I guess I didn't. So now we are going to get the Lightspeed Dash in the form of Shadow's Air Shoes. Yummy. Fucking delish. Do they actually make the back of the shoes bigger? They always look the same to me, but I guess maybe they... I thought it was hard to tell. Let's see if we can take a little shortcut. Hopefully I don't die. Yeah, check that out. Most of the paths in this game are, you know, one-sided, so you can land on... There's Big. Hi. You can land and walk on them on one side, but the other side is actually, like, transparent, so you can actually phase through it and land on the other side of it, like, where you're able to walk, which is interesting. Fuck me in the asshole. So, this is one of the levels where Big is actually in the level 2 times. Now, I can't show you very clearly, but he's right over there. He's that purple splotch right under the... Let's see if I can get a better angle. There he is, right under the timer. He's sitting over there, and there is a way to go and see him, but that requires cheating and emulators and or whatever, using a code. Ooh, a clean 1800. I like it, and it is an A rank. I forgot what the limit is. It's probably like 1600 or something like that. And with it comes an emblem. There we go. So now we get to see this cutscene from the other perspective, from Shadow's perspective, where he's like, oh, and then he's like, hey, that's Sonic! I'm going to defeat him! That's exactly how Shadow sounds. See if I can hit Sonic with some storage. Yep. Looks like I didn't even hit him right, but I did. Boom! You're done. Dead. Sonic's just fucking on the ground. That's just so funny to me. I don't know why. This cutscene is much cooler in the Dark Side story, where you get to see these really cool camera angles, and it's not like set in the fucking level like Green Forest is. See, look, 1 minute, and then why does Sonic get 8? That I don't understand. And now we get to see Eggman blow up the moon yet again in this pre-rendered cutscene. This cutscene is exactly the same Hero or Dark Side because it's pre-rendered, so it's just the exact same thing. So right here we can see the link between this game and Sonic Adventure. Right there, Rouge is holding a newspaper that says that Station Square was saved from a life-threatening missile attack, and Tails saved the day. And the city of Station Square rewarded him the Chaos Emerald. So he has the yellow one, and that's why Eggman knows he has it now. So now we get Route 280, which is Route 101, but for Rouge, and it's, you know, aesthetic, it looks all the same, but the layout is different. So unlike Route 101, I'm gonna go for the A rank here. Well, I did go for the A rank for Route 101, I just didn't get it, so I wasn't the happiest guy around. What I should have said is I'm getting the fucking A rank on this level, and no one's going to stop me. So what's interesting to me is that, you know, Tails is chasing the president, and Rouge is chasing Tails. So they both end up on, like, one path. Like, how is it like a different freeway layout than like Tails's? Because they should be on the same exact road if Rouge is tailing Tails. I don't really get that. But, you know, I mean, I understand, though, they did it to make the levels not the fucking same, because that'd be boring. And right here, we see that Tails is actually flying. So I guess he wasn't driving, like in the Dark Side version, he just wasn't driving, he was flying. So Rouge was the one that was driving. I mean, it makes more sense for Tails to fly, because he's in a fucking plane, he doesn't need to drive. I want to say that to get an A rank, it needs to be under 3 minutes, and that was literally as close as I could get. It's probably actually like 3 minutes and 15 seconds, or 3 minutes and 30 seconds, or something like that, I don't know. Sky Rail. This is a very short level with Shadow, but it is very fun, and you know, again, speedrunning and A ranking are very different play styles here, because you can get through this level in like 30 seconds if you speedrun it, but to get an A rank takes a little bit more, and we're going to get the awesome score points from that sweet jump we just did. Oh, and why don't we get a power-up while we're at it? Up here, we will find the ancient light. Oh, I forgot to get this as Sonic. I'll have to get that when I go back to Green Forest for the missions. But yeah, it lets you charge up and hit a line of enemies with just, you know, one press of the button, or release of the button, rather. Which is really cool. It's a neat little power-up, and it's pretty much the exact same as the one in Sonic Adventure. Because the Ring Dash does not need to charge up, however, but the Ancient Light does. Which I think makes more sense, because charging up to just dash one line of rings is, like, really dumb. But charging up to, like, hit a whole line of enemies, that's like, you know, you're putting in the time to charge up, and your reward is to hit all the enemies in, like, in one chain. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you want to get the gold beetle, you pretty much have to ignore these two beetles right here, jump down there and hit it, because it'll appear and disappear too quickly if you're not careful. Let's get the rings while we're at it. Man, how high must we be? We are literally in the clouds. It's fucking cool. And bonus points? Yes! Check that shit out, man. No! It's okay. I'm back. That's the problem with having the gold ring on this really fucking thin piece of level. I usually never fall off, but I guess I wasn't being too careful this time. Luckily, that is an A rank. Only took me a minute and 30. So, you know, it's not the biggest deal if I die and then have to do it again. And we get another emblem, puts us at 28. This cutscene's really cool, where Shadow, like, sees them flying and then, like, calls Dr. Eggman to, like, alert them. And then Eggman's like, oh, I'll give them a fucking treat on my end, haha! You can actually see the castle, like a castle-like structure over there. So they put a lot of the level geometry in here, too, because you could see, like, a rail and everything. I think that's really cool. Check out Sonic with no eyes right there. That's neat. I wonder why that happened. And I'm not leaving this out of the episode at all. Ugh. Best Ryan Drummond line ever. Eggman's version of Egg Golem is pretty much just like his levels, just shoot the fuck out of it. You'll hit him a bunch of times and then, like, it'll expose the dynamite packs on his like, chest or whatever. Like that, like so. And then you want to shoot those. Come on, there you go. Oh, man, he was just about to crush me with his head, but I fucking annihilated his ass. One of the worst levels in the game. Oh boy, Rouge's Mad Space. Oh, I forgot I don't have the power-up to break that. So I think I'm going to get the power-up and probably restart the level to get hopefully an A rank, so I don't have to come back to this level. Or at least the first mission. Alright, it's up here, I keep forgetting. And, yeah, so, why is this level so horrible? It's because not only is it massive, just like Meteor Herd, well, it's smaller than Meteor Herd, but it's still an enormous fucking level. But it's bad because there's these 3 planets, and 2 of them have shitty gravity gimmick. And, if you know gravity gimmick, that means, you know, fucking with gravity. Oh, thank God, I'm already getting another piece. Okay, cool. Looks like I'll get an A rank on this, hopefully, and not have to come back to do so. So, that means the last piece is on either of these planets. So, this one over here is not terrible. Oh, thank God the piece is on this one. This planet is not terrible, because you can kind of easily get out of the gravity gimmick. But the one over there, the one below me, that one is like a completely circular planet that like kind of traps you, and if you walk to the bottom, the controls start getting inverted, and it's just really a hassle to navigate. So I'm going to, oh, there it is. Oh, thank God I don't have to come back and do this mission again. A rank on that level tastes pretty sweet, and I just had sushi. So, I'd say that tastes, well, I don't know, the sushi was probably better, but I got an emblem. So now we're fighting Knuckles as Rouge. Last episode we fought Rouge as Knuckles. Same trick applies here, with mashing the 2 buttons. You just want to keep doing, well, if I could, there we go. You just want to keep doing this, and hopefully kill him before the, nope, okay, one last hit. There we go. Oh, nope. Fucking die, please. Oh, there you go. This cutscene kind of gives you some insight on what Eggman is thinking in the hero side story. You don't really see his point of view, but now you do. Right here on the screen, it was just showing a reading of 2 Chaos Emeralds. Meanwhile, Eggman has 6 of them, so there cannot be 2 other Chaos Emeralds there. So he is onto their plan that they have a fake emerald with them and they want to trick him with it. And that's really cool. I like seeing him, like, witness that and be like, oh, do they really think they can trick me? And then he's off to fucking kill. So, yeah, and then we have Eggman's last level coming up, which is Cosmic Wall, which is a pretty fun level. It's kind of lengthy. It's definitely the longest Eggman level out there. Well, of, like, the, 4 or 5 he has. But this has gravity gimmick in a fun way where you can hover really, really high. And that's good gravity gimmick. I like that gravity gimmick. I don't know why, but this level has these weird pyramid things as obstacles. They're a very, like, strange thing to have as an obstacle. It kind of, like, harkens back to how Eggman's base was a pyramid, but I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. So, I don't know. There's a pretty cool little glitch trick you can use to your advantage in this level, but I'm going to show that off in the hard mode mission of this level, because that's where it's most needed, I think, at least in the HD port, because as I have said before, for some reason, that mission is the only mission they changed, like, the A rank requirement for points to get an A rank. I have no idea why, and they changed it to make it really fucking difficult, honestly. And the little glitch trick that I discovered comes in hand an awful lot there, because it basically helps you farm extra points. But I will get to that when I get to that. Speaking of getting to things, there's a power-up right here, which is very easy to miss, but is sandwiched between these two platforms. The protection armor, a power-up that Tails does not have an equivalent of. Basically just makes you have a bigger health bar, or take more hits to die, or whatever. And this is the first of the 2 sections in this level. That's basically just a roller coaster and an opportunity to get a lot of bonus points, as you can see. There's a lot of things to shoot, and some that can hurt you, so you want to be a little on your feet and make sure you kill all of those before they kill you. Luckily, most of those are in the hard mode, so don't worry too much about it in Mission 1. That one right there, that artificial chaos, always seems to get me, and it's really fucking annoying. There is a really cool way to skip this whole section, which I will probably show off. I don't know if there's a mission I can really show off with it. I think the Lost Chow, yeah, the Lost Chow is before that. I don't know, I'll probably find some way to show it off. So if you have this game on PC, you can use the Sonic Adventure 2 mod loader to do some pretty crazy things. And one of those crazy things is to play any level as any character in the game. That even includes the 2-player characters as well, you know, Chaos Zero, Metal Sonic, Amy, etc. So, doing that, I have actually found that it is completely possible to get through this level, Cosmic Wall, as Sonic. And you might be wondering to yourself, you know, there's a lot of vast open spaces and really tall, you know, platforms to get to, because that's the gimmick of this level, is to hover really high. Well, utilizing the super bounce, you can actually pretty much overcome all of those. The monorail sections are they're the same, except you can't move around. Like, obviously you can't shoot as Sonic, so you're kind of locked in there. And there are some instances where enemies will hurt you, so you want to make sure you either have rings or a shield. In fact, I think the last one, the second monorail section that ends the level, you need to have a shield, because you will get hit twice. So you'll end the level with 0 rings, but it's completely possible to get through as Sonic. Again, you'll need to use the super bounce, though, to do that. So, and, you know, super bounces are really easy to pull off once you get the hang of them. So, you know, if you have this game on PC, I recommend downloading the SA2 mod loader, and not only for just that, you know, that instance using Sonic in this level, but you can play a lot of levels with characters that you wouldn't normally. And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the mod loader. That's really cool. And then we see this big drill thing at the end of the level. I always thought it kind of looked like an eye, because you're seeing it head on, so it's not like you see the point coming out. Actually, it looks like there's a bunch of drills on this one big drill, so I don't really know what they were like really thinking with this, but whatever. We're at the end. Ooh, A rank, tasty, last A rank and level for Eggman in the Dark Story, and the last Eggman emblem of the Dark Story, putting us at a solid 30. This cutscene's pretty much the same as the Hero Side story, except at the very beginning it showed Eggman actually, like, taking Amy hostage and pointing the gun at her head for the first time. And then at the very end, for some reason, in the Hero Side story, when it fades out on the image of Tails, like, kind of yelling or whatever, it fades out to red. But in this version, it fades out to black, and I'm not sure why they did that. I mean, like, it's such a small thing. It always bothered me how Sonic's muzzle looks so fucking dark in that shot. It's such a small little thing, I don't know why they would bother changing it between, you know, stories, but whatever. So, here we have the second and final Tails fight with Dr. Eggman. Let's see if we can beat him as fast as we beat Tails, or as fast as we beat Dr. Eggman in the Hero Side story. Oh god, he's gonna fire the Kamehameha! Shadow's onto Rouge, like, oh, hey. Was it a direct order from the president? Now I know who you are! You're that government spy, Rouge the Bat, aren't you? I was slipping into Eggman right there, actually. So, a lot of people claim that line is really dumb, because the way Shadow says it makes it seem like he knows a government spy. He knows of a government spy named Rouge the Bat, and he wasn't on to Rouge, like, being that
just by her name. I think that's more of a translation issue. I think he was meaning to say, like, you're a government spy, period. Like, he wasn't... Like the line makes it seem like he's saying, you're that famous government spy, Rouge the Bat. And I know of that person, and now I know of you, and I'm just now putting two and two together. I think it's supposed to be, you're just that you're a government spy, and you're spying on us. It's like later in the last story when he says, is that what Chaos Control is? It doesn't make any sense. So it must be a translation issue. Or maybe not, maybe they were just fucking stupid. Final Chase, the last level of Darkside Story, and the equivalent to Final Rush down to the name and look of the level. This level also happens to be Gravity Gimmick, just like the last two we've been in, making the last 3 levels of Darkside Gravity Gimmick. And so what the gimmick is are these gravity tubes that kind of cling you to them and make you go all around them. It's an aspect of SA2 that I think has aged pretty poorly. Overall, I think the game has aged really well. And I can still play it today, just like, well, even better than I did before. Meanwhile, I think Sonic Adventure has aged a little on the poorer side. But I think this is one aspect of SA2 that is definitely, like, you can feel the age on it, because it's a mechanic that is in this one level, and it doesn't really work 100%. The Gold Beetle is up here at the very edge of right there. Bam! Killed. There are a lot of areas like this where it's like a collection of the gravity tubes, and you're traversing an area where there's nothing below you, and you just pretty much have to rely on those. So that alone will make this level kind of tricky for some people. I'm used to the way they work and the way that Shadow controls while on them. Mystic Melody for Shadow is right over here. Just jump on there and then boom! Look at that shit, you got it! Mystic Melody get. I forgot. I don't need that portal. You can just jump right down here. Look at that. You can even see the portal that, like, opens to take you down here. One thing I always hated about these gravity tubes, though, for some reason you aren't able to spin dash on the top of them. Look, I'm going to press B and this is what happens. I just clip to the side. Well, not B, I'm pressing circle, but the equivalent of, you know, the action button. Look, bam, just sends me right onto the edge. I have no idea why it does that. It's probably just a wonky thing with how the gravity gimmick worked or something. I don't know. Even on these versions with the, like, the outer lip, you can't spin dash on them. This is what happens. Look, I'm just holding the spin dash button and I'm just doing that. It's kind of annoying. Even the general layout of the level is very similar to Final Rush. There's a lot of, like, similar kind of landmarks and ways the path will go for both levels. Of course, right here looks completely different than Final Rush, bar the, you know, like the landscape at the bottom of the Earth, which I think is such a cool look. Sonic games don't... Well, no, I guess they have gone into... Well, Generations didn't go into space. Lost World was nowhere to be found. What I'm trying to say is I find it cool how Sonic games a lot of times will go into space. It seems like a kind of staple of the series almost, in a way. I don't really know why, but it started with Sonic 2, continued with Sonic 3, and then what came after? Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure was not in space. Sonic Adventure 2 was, however. Okay, watch this. It's going to want to drop me onto this big gravity tube, but I can just choose to fall over right into the goal ring. Very useful for speedruns, so you don't have to traverse that entire vertical tube. It can also be difficult for some people, especially on the hard mode. There are a lot more meteors around there, so it can really, like, that can fuck you up. A rank, ooh, yummy! And we get another emblem, putting us at 31. Okay, one of the biggest differences with cutscenes when it comes to both sides is right there. It cut out Sonic showing Shadow that he had the fake emerald and that he used Chaos Control, which is interesting because I think they all I almost think that they did that just so if you played this side first, you'd be like, how is Sonic alive? Because you still wouldn't know how he's alive. But, you know, if you play the hero side after, that answers questions. Alright, Sonic 2 plays the exact same as Shadow 2. I like to do the same exact thing with him, which is hang back. Well, I can get the first couple hits on him easily with a spin dash or a homing attack. But then I like to hang back so he does his attack. I forgot to mention this when I was playing it as Sonic, but if you kind of like hang back, or like, you know, Sonic like gets ya or something, these platforms start dropping like that, like really fast. So you want to be sure to keep moving at all times or else you'll die. Alright, and this is the end of Dark Story. Eggman successfully activating the cannon, and all seems like it's going well, and Eggman's plan is coming to fruition, right? And as he laughs as the cannon gets ready, we see that is not the case. What is happening? Warning! Oh no! So just like Hero Side, I'm not going to sit through the credits. I'm just going to show the last emblem at the end. And yeah, so I'll see you next episode. We'll take care of other stuff. Goodbye. Haha.
The ultimate life form.
Chaos
Vengeance.
Space
Desperation.
Supersonic.
Tears.
Untamed power.
Maria.
Chaos.
Professor Gerald.
The truth about 50 years ago.
Sonic Adventure 2. Last episode. Wishes are eternal.
This completes my plan to take over the world.